I'm gonna answer a question. I just put something on Instagram saying, I'm going for a walk, ask me questions. How has it been raising a little baby during a pandemic? We're lucky in a lot of ways, you know, we've got lovely family and friends, and I think actually they slightly relaxed the rules just as she was born, and then they relaxed them again a little while after she was born. It has meant that some family members didn't really meet her till she was, what, over a month? The main thing that I noticed is I had so many plans. I planned to go to baby groups, breastfeeding groups. I wanted to make myself meet other mums. I know what my brain's like, I guess, and even before the pandemic, I wanted to make sure I had people around me, people I could talk to and people that understood what was going on, people I could talk to about having a baby. And everything is cancelled. There's workshops we planned to go to before she was born as well, all cancelled. I found myself putting stuff on like Facebook. Does anyone else want to walk their baby together like 2 meters apart? Really getting into Dolly because of you. I would love to know what your 10 favourite Dolly songs are. How are you? You seem so happy and fulfilled. I do feel sort of the most fulfilled I've ever felt, and fulfilled and happy are not always like the same things. You can have really bad days with baby, for example, but if you're doing something bigger and more important than your everyday happiness, then I sort of value that more. Do you know what I mean? Like long term, you're going to be the best thing I've ever done, and your brothers and sisters hopefully. Not a question, but I love how you share openly about contact naps and feeding to sleep. It just works for us. I spent a long time fighting to make her be like the baby that all the advice says she's supposed to be, sleeping on her own, but babies aren't like Tamagotchis, are they? They're own individual little people. Now as well that I have accepted and embraced she sleeps best on me and with me, we can work with it. So I'm prepared, we've got a little routine, she sleeps fantastically. Naps are never really a problem, are they? Because I'm not fighting her anymore, and I know that that's easy for me to say because I've got one baby and I'm not working at the minute. But if you are and you've got several children, maybe it's not that simple. But while it's working for us, I'm going to enjoy it and I'm not going to try and get her to be independent and stuff. She's 4 months old. There's this obsession with making babies independent. Particularly.
So I fell in a hole.
Alex fell in a hole. Particularly in our culture, maybe. I can only speak from our perspective, obviously, but I feel like there's an obsession with very quickly trying to make babies independent. Obviously, I want her to grow up and be a confident, like, individual person, but at the same time, it's already sort of tearing at my heartstrings to know that as she grows, you're always separating that little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, I was holding her the other day and she was like crying and I was a bit stressed out and tired, but I was thinking there's a very short period of time where I'm going to be able to do this, hold her entire body and just like snuggle her, and to think that there's a day when I won't be able to just do that. I won't be able to just snuggle with her all day because she's going to be her own woman. It's a nice thing, but it's also like, how long were you trying for a baby before getting pregnant? We tried 2 months, 2 cycles. First time, didn't give it a roll. But no, we got very lucky. Leading up to trying for a baby, I was getting really like excited and it was something I really, really wanted. We immediately attacked it with everything we had. I'd been taking vitamins, you've been taking vitamins, although we had for years anyway, hadn't we? We've been taking our multivitamins. You know, we did, I don't know how much detail do I go into. I used, what are they called? Ovulation tests. So I knew exactly when I was ovulating, the little window of time. Alex is kindly pointing out like mud holes to me as we walk along. Yeah, we did everything we could think of straight off the bat, and it happened to work out pretty quickly for us. That's not to say it's gonna happen so easily the next time we try for a baby, but always try and keep that in mind. Things you were glad you did/didn't do with Bub. If you have any answers to any of these, feel free Free feel.
Free-
Free feel to jump in.
Free feel, woohoo!
Mum brain is real. I have got more scatterbrain since baby, right?
Yep.
It's because I feel like I've got a million tabs open. Like I was saying to Alex the other day, when he's talking to me, I'm trying to take it in and listen, but I'm also going, if I don't do this soon, she's going to be hungry. If I don't do this soon, she's going to this. If I need to do that, I need to do this. So I'm like, it's a million things I'm trying to think of at once. I'm glad that I did. Eventually, I wasn't great at this from the start, but I'm glad that I did listen to my instincts. Maybe it's my anxiety, the anxiety in me. I was really trying to like do everything to the letter. Like I said, trying to get her to be the baby that all the advice seemed to think she should be. I'm avoiding a big mud hole here, that's why I'm getting further away from it. And feeding to sleep and stuff, like that was just a no-brainer for me at first. I was like, oh, it's a bad habit. How's she ever going to be able to sleep? And then I thought, I don't know any, like we don't have any friends that still need to be breastfed to sleep. So I think we'll probably be alright. Who would be your best friend at Hogwarts? I was going to say Mr. Weasley, but he's not technically at Hogwarts, is he? But he's my favourite. Things you don't have time to do or miss doing. Baths. I haven't had a proper relaxing bath since giving birth. Not that you wouldn't be able to if you have a baby, but I'm exclusively breastfeeding. She won't take pumped milk. She'll only nap on me, you know, so I ain't got no time for a bath. I've had baths with her, but it's not quite the same. It's not quite as relaxing when we're sitting playing with our bath toys, but it's fine. I have plenty of time for baths when she moves out. How are you balancing taking care of Lana and running your business? Not really at the minute. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it again. I'm just going to have to see how it goes, and I don't know. I really don't know. Did you feel like your care after and during birth was compromised due to COVID? The people were still lovely, but it just put everyone in such a horrible situation. Like, fortunately for our pregnancy, you could come with me for the scans, but obviously a lot of people aren't being able to have their partners there for scans. I guess the main thing for us was like you couldn't come visit me, so I was in hospital for 5 days on my own after birth. I was having a bit of a mental struggle. I was having a big mental struggle. It was actually one of the hardest times of my entire life. I think I just felt like I was just gone emotionally for a few days. Couldn't hold it together. I imagine that's all like the normal crazy hormones of birth, and being in such a crazy scenario and not having family, friends, husband there, suddenly having a baby to look after alone. Everyone's got their masks on, so as nice as they are, you're missing out on a bit of that sort of human connection. The doctors and nurses can't help either. You know, when I've gone in to have her weighed and I've been fumbling about and I've sort of needed help, they just have to stand back and just let me fumble about. But I mean, we've been kind of fortunate, other than my hospital stay, which was a bit tough, but other people have had it much worse due to COVID. Would you ever cut your hair shorter like you had it in 2015? We were talking about this the other day, because I like my hair, but I don't have time to do anything with it. I've kind of crimped it at the minute. I've thought about cutting my fringe back in. I think about that like every day. I've thought about cutting it all off. I've thought about completely different hairstyles. I've thought about dyeing it a different colour, because I don't have time to do anything with it. Most of the time it's scruffed up. I don't know. I think I'll just leave it. Where are your glasses from? My glasses are men's glasses by Jasper Conran, which I think they're from like the designer section in the shop. Not my choice. I wouldn't have gone for designer ones because I don't care about brands or anything. These are just the ones that I feel like suit my face best. Jasper Conran, men's ones. What's your current favourite piece of clothing? I'm wearing a lot of, I don't know how you say it, plissé, I don't know, crinkly stuff. It's stretchy, it's nice and thin. I've got a pair of trousers like this black skirt, and then like a patterned autumnal orangey yellow floral skirt as well. Anything I can get my boobs out in, and when my legs are comfy and I can get up and down, roll around and bend with baby, basically. Skincare routine, you always look so fresh. Thank you. I don't have a skincare routine at the minute, and I promise you I'm not always looking fresh. Up close, my skin's actually very dry at the minute. I've got a big dry scaly patch around the front of my head, which was driving me nuts. Another reason why I'm really tempted to cut my fringe back in, because it would hide that, it would hide messy eyebrows, just giving birth helped my skin a lot, because when I was pregnant I would have spots around my chin all the time. Yeah, my skin's cleared up just from not being pregnant, but it's very dry now. I'm almost certain I don't drink enough. I try to. You have to drink a lot when you're breastfeeding, but I probably don't drink enough. I try and moisturise. I try and remember to use SPF when I come out. I haven't today. I spray some like moisturising stuff on my face, and I use a tea tree face mask on like my spotty areas, and that is about it. I don't always wash very often either. Best vegan cheese, the most like easily accessible one, I think cocoa. That's my favourite one. Alex's favourite is BioLife Epic cheese, right?
Yeah.
If we're talking best cheeses that are not ones that you can get in your average supermarket, Tyne cheese, or what's the other one called?
I can't remember.
Mouse's favourite.
Yeah.
If you weren't on YouTube, what would your ideal job be? I've thought about this a lot, because I would like to do more than YouTube. Don't know if that's going to happen now. So I also want to have many babies if I can. I thought about going to funeral directing at one point. I wanted to do something to sort of help children. I'd like to do more photography. I think when I'm able to, I will put myself out there a bit more, take on some photography work. I'd like to do more design work. It's really niche and random, but I love doing the chalkboard designs for our wedding, for my mum's wedding, and for my friend Jordan's wedding. I'd like to do that, but I don't know the logistics of it. I don't drive. I can drive, I don't have a car. I don't know, would people come and pick up a chalkboard and then bring it back? Maybe. I really enjoyed doing it, so I'd like to do that. I have more ideas than time and money in terms of like small creative business ideas and things. I'm gonna end it there. I hope this was somewhat interesting. I'm just walking around rambling, trying to keep baby entertained. Ah, we're being attacked by Grandmother Willow. Thank you for everything. You're so lovely. I get so many lovely comments and messages and things. I don't have time to read and reply to stuff as much anymore, but I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. A big thank you to all of my patrons over on Patreon. I'm going to try my hardest to be way more active on Patreon. There's a few ideas I've got for some new stuff. I never feel like I'm doing enough, but I can't. It's a great advertisement for my Patreon, isn't it? But thank you all so much for your patience. A big thank you to Kat and I Dig, who I forgot last time in the shout outs. I'm sorry, I was getting cocky trying to do it without looking at my list of names. Sorry, Kat. I'm going to look at my list of names today. Thank you to Danielle Weatherall, Emma Davis, Lauren Erica and Gemma McDonald, Willowy Wings, Jessica Baldock, Hannah Robinson, Heather Lilly and Mike. I think that is everyone. Emma Davis, Danielle Weatherall, Hannah Robinson, Mike, Heather Lilly, Kat and I Dig, Lauren Erica. I hope that's everyone.